Happy New Year, everybody. Welcome to episode 13 of the Bronze Age. If you've never joined us before, I try to do Hero League analysis of silver and bronze level Hero League games that are submitted to me, and we try to focus on really basic foundation level stuff, decision making, things you should look for in game to help you climb out of those lower levels of Hero League, climb up the ladder, get into gold, and onward and upward from there. So today we have two games, a bronze game and a silver game. First game is repeat customer, is the Hustle. He was on Thrall, and the game was on Braxis Holdout. So we'll jump right into that. Today might be a slightly odd stream. Normally I have the place to myself, but my mom is out of town. She normally watches my little one for me. So my little one is here with my sister hanging out with her. So she might make a cameo if she wants to sit with Dad. We'll see how that goes. In the meantime, Thrall is in a really good place right now. This is an older replay, so it's before Earthquake was the new hotness. I think it's about 2 patches old. But even before that, Thrall was really good. He's a solid solo laner. Both of the ultimates are fine. Before, of course, Sundering was the pick. Now it's all about the Earthquake. People are running the Earthquake APOC combo. Whenever we go into an older replay, we always have to adjust the sound. So, yeah. Give me one quick second. I'm going to do a sound check here to see how well I'm coming in on the new headset. So one quick second here. Alright, good. Everything seems to be coming in well. So first things first.
Facility powering up.
Whenever you go into a game, you need to look at the comps, the map, and both your comp and the opposition comp, and you need to determine what your role on this on this particular game is going to be. So on our team, our comp, our tank is Dahaka, which will leave in the context of a team setting. We'll leave Thrall as the off tank. He's the second frontliner. So your job is to help protect the backline, specifically Kael'thas, who doesn't have a lot of mobility. Sylvanas has some mobility, and Ariel has a little bit of self-peel. And then you should be looking to use your root, the wolf, as follow-up for Dahaka's tongue, so you guys can isolate somebody out and blow them up. Normally on Braxis Holdout, you want to have 1 hero in the top lane and 4 heroes in the bottom lane. So Thrall would be the one in the top lane in this comp. And with a Kael'thas and a Sylvanas and an Ariel and a Dahaka, you guys should have plenty of wave clear in the bottom. Now on the flip side, I imagine Gazlowe would be the one who goes top. Gazlowe can be pretty annoying on this particular map. And you really want to make sure that you don't fight in the turrets if you can avoid it. They have sneaky good damage. So the bottom lane, bottom 4 would be Jaina, Anub'arak, Uther, and Tychus. You don't see much Uther these days. Yeah, so let's get the show on the road. In the Hustle's email specifically, he said they kept getting rocked after level 20, and he was trying to figure out why. So we're really going to look at this game after level 20 and see what happens. So this is a mistake already. Sylvanas can solo a lane, but it's really not her strength. Sylvanas' greatest strength is pushing with things, so either pushing with your teammates, pushing with some kind of objective spawn. So Thrall really should be in the top and Sylv should be in the bottom.
Access granted.
Good luck!
But you guys are opting for a 2-3 instead. Sometimes organizing these lane assignments in a Hero League setting can be difficult. So Hustle, you want to be a little closer. When he throws that tongue out, You guys have a stun lock combo between the three of you. You have the tongue, you have the stun from Kael'thas, and you also have the wolf from... She can come sit on my lap, Tessa. And you also have the wolf root. So I'd like to see you a little closer to follow up on that stun on Uso. Lock him in, lock him in. Because that wolf is hard to land on its own, so you really want to use it as a follow-up if you can. And you guys might have been able to secure an early kill there. Try to be there to follow up. Follow up on it. See, that's your chain right there. The tongue, the stun, and then you need to be the third stun in that. Yeah, right? So you really want to chain those stuns together to maximize damage. Thrall is not one of my heroes that I play, so I'm not going to really comment on like the build or anything like that. I wouldn't be really my place to do that. Dude, once again, Dehaka's setting you guys up on these. You got to follow up on it. Now, Luda, there you go. That's exactly it right there. I mean, these guys are really letting Dehaka get in there and grab him. You guys have to be able to follow up on it. Three of you with Kael'thas and Slayer should really get used to this lane. Take advantage of these globe generators. That's one of the unique things about Braxis. You guys, you get extra sustain. Come down here and grab those globes. Remember I said those things do sneaky good damage. Look, you guys all need to tap and you're ignoring the globe down here. Nobody's grabbing it. So a nice early start for you guys. With the way you got the lane set up. I mean, actually, there's top okay. I mean, the thing is with Auriel, though, follow through.
Oh dear.
The thing with Auriel is she should really do the highest damage dealer, which is Kael'thas, to power up her heals. That's suboptimal. Don't let him do this. Don't let Gazlowe set up here. It'll make it impossible for you to get on it. You when there's a Gazlowe here. Oh, hey Matt, thanks for letting me know. Let's go ahead. Let's turn that way down. Let me know how that is, Matt. Anytime you have a Gazlowe on these maps where there's objectives like this, like Infernal Shrines is another one, you can't let him get in there and just set up safely. So someone really needs to be up here to drive Gazlowe away. Don't let him just put those turrets up there free like that. See, look at how much damage KT took just off of that one little thing there. There you go. So the number one thing so far from Hustle that I want to see from you is really focus on using that wolf root as a follow-up to the stuns that your team... There you go, like that your team's putting out. Perfect. That was well done. If you don't know, it takes about 30 seconds for the channel for the beacons to go from 0 to 100 if you control both of them. This replay thing is in a terrible spot for the beacon. I can't really see it. Okay, this is something you don't ever want to do as a mage. Rotate by yourself through the enemy territory like this. It's very dangerous. It's a nice way to get himself killed. Hey, Matt, thanks for letting me know. Appreciate it. Don't leave here, Hustle. I know it's tempting to go up there. Your team shouldn't be fighting up there at a bad situation. You need to be down here soaking this lane and holding on to this point. Don't go up there. See now, and this is why. Look what you're walking into. Now, as soon as your teammate dies right here, your enemy does not know you're here. You need to turn around and walk right back the way you came, because if you walk into this right here, you're going to die. There you go. Nicely done. Perfect. You know, those don't go this way. At least wait for your team. Okay, there you go. You're being very safe. I like what you're doing there. Nicely done. I learned the hard way. These creeps do a lot of damage, so you really don't want to dive in the middle of them. You can avoid it there. Remember I said earlier in the game, Sylvanas' best thing she can do is push with the objective. Whenever you're playing Sylvanas and there is an objective on the map that pushes lanes, the Punishers, the Immortals, Garden Terror, Dragon Knight, you need to be pushing with the objective. Sylvanas needs to be up here locking up these towers so they're not mowing down the lanes here. I don't know. When you play Sylvanas, you always want to push with the objective, or if your team was down here, that would be okay. But so her push power by herself is not great. Her strength is that she accentuates other push, so she needs to be up here. Now, your team does want to have somebody in the bottom lane soaking, but not Sylvanas. It should either be Thrall or maybe Dehaka. See, look at all that was wasted. And it could have not been wasted. You're going to get blown up here. This is one of those situations where you want to look at your fight here. 4-on-3. A little bit late, but you guys did disengage safely. This is a mistake, being out here so far forward by Auriel. Now, once the enemy team disappears, ping danger to your teammates so they know they could be coming. I don't know how much of the pings come through on the replay. Good, they backed up on their own. That's great. So far, so good. Your team did have a couple of silly deaths there. This is usually on Braxis where you see teams get the camps. Right. Don't neglect soak. I would prefer to have one person in each lane soaking. Look at all this miss soak right here. This is 2 lanes of miss soak. And free push. So you guys can have 3 people do these and leave one person in each lane to soak safely. Now, so far you actually guys haven't missed any Sylva's bottom, so if you get up here in time to catch this wave, you wouldn't have lost any. Also, on Braxis in particular, do not neglect these globes. It's important that you get them for your team, but also to deprive the enemy team of grabbing them as well. So hopefully Sylv realizes that she's not going to do much by herself down there and she doesn't do anything silly. So this was a problem of positioning. The tank, whenever you're in a situation like this, bosses, merc camps, whatever, the tank, you want to have the tank in the position to catch the enemy team. Now, the second best choice here is Thrall, so you're not a terrible choice to catch him, but ideally you want the tank to catch the enemy team. So the tank should always be in a position where if the enemy team decides to invade, he catches them first, not the squishies. Not that you're a squishy hustler, but tank is always preferable. You're going to get stunned by the gravel bomb. Now root him, root him, root him, root him. Once again, don't let Gazlowe set up on this point down here. Auriel needs to heal you. See, if you're an Auriel player, she did it a little late. Once your meter is filled up right there, it's just wasting the energy. So get in there. Nice root. Once again, your team is doing really, really well. This is a 25-minute game. Holy moly. I mean, you guys are really dominant. Don't come off the point, though. Hold on to it. You guys don't have any vision on the point right now.
Slain.
Now, this is why Auriel doesn't face check bushes. And in your little mini comp here, Hustle, that's you and Auriel here, you have to function as kind of a tank. So she shouldn't be doing these things down here, soaking up all these damage. It should be you. And right now you're attacking the towers while she gets wailed on the point. So you need to be down here with her. Look at how long it's going to take you to respond to her. Your team just lost the point without you really realizing it. And now you can't go take it by yourself. Okay, now Dehaka's coming. You guys jump in here. Oh, see, I can't see these bars with this replay thing here, so you guys secured it anyway, so that's not that big of a deal. I take back what that I said. You guys secured 100 to 0 Zerg Wave anyway, and now Sylvanas is down here with it, which is great. However, you guys have the 3 squishiest characters pushing in the bottom, and your whole front line is top. When you have Sylv, all of you should, when you guys have 10, 5-man push down here with Sylv. Make them fight you, and with Sylv, you could push so far. But without a front line, these 3 heroes are not going to do much 5-on-3. They need their front line down here, and Dahaka and Thrall is their front line. See, Sylv can't get in here to disable the building. Sylv just walked into the Gaz stun. Sylv is going to die right here. KT is probably going to die too, maybe? See, this is a situation, this is not a hustle, but these 2 heroes should not be engaging. Look at this, this is 5-on-2, and these guys are advancing into them. That's not a good idea. And look at where Ariel's standing. One, she's not even in the thing. And that's a wasted Aegis Crystal. I mean, she got out alive, but she shouldn't have been there in the first place. There was no reason to take that much damage, and she wasted her ulti. So, a couple of observations, Hustle. 1, you should have been down here to team, but 2, you've been running around a really long time with low mana. Like, a really long time. Yeah, people don't take into account how important it is to be able to contribute situations. If you're walking around with 30% mana the whole game, you're really handcuffed. So it's really important to know when the right time to hit that B button is and hearth back, and doing that at the right time is really, really important. You want to do it when there's a lull in the game if you can, right before objectives, as long as you're not going to miss any soak. Any time where you're not going to be missed, and it's a good time to top off. Nice root. He went Divine Storm for some reason. I would really like to see your team, the blue team here, actually both teams, as a 5-man more, because then these skirmishes would always be in their favor. Don't tower dive.
Here we go again. The beacons are powering up.
So you guys have a little 2-on-2 here. You got both hitting the gravel bomb combo. Nice. Ooh, that was a nice little Crystal Aegis there. She needs to heal though, otherwise that's all wasted energy on Ariel. Look at how long she went full. So all that damage that she's getting after her thing is full is completely wasted. Get on Jaina right now, Jaina. When a squishy steps that far forward like there, that's a really nice sundering. Now you guys need to burn the laser down though. Burning the laser down is really important. You do not want to fight under that laser. As soon as this laser down, I want to see all 3 of you turn on that laser. Don't chase them out of there. Burn the laser down. There you go. Once again, you guys are doing really nice on the objective. Nice sundering. Good focus to get that Jaina burnt down. A little late on the root there. Once again, I want to see a 5-man push with Sylvanas and the Zerg Wave. Everybody needs to be pushing with Sylvanas and the Zerg Wave. So look, Sylvanas is going to get dead up here. These are 2 squishies by themselves. I know you guys see these little bruisers. They don't do too terribly much on this. And it's always okay to trade fort damage for keep damage. So even though there's a Merc camp down here, I wouldn't have worried about cleaning this up because you guys still have a full strength fort with a bunch of ammo sitting here. It would have eventually cleaned itself up. I would like to see all 5 of you up here pushing with the Zerg Wave and with Sylvanas. It's much bigger, much more important. And then look at how much time the 3 of you are wasting. The objective is being completely wasted right now. All 3 of you need to be up here with them. And also, if you guys push forward here, you're pushing a fort instead of a keep. It is such a big deal to get catapults spawning. You want the keeps. You don't want the forts. Look at that. You guys had a 100 to 0 Zerg wave, and you didn't even get the outer fort wall. You had a 100 to 0 Zerg wave with Sylvanas and a level advantage, and you didn't even get the outer fort wall. Not only that, you didn't even get any damage on this fort down here in the bottom lane at the same time. So right now, you guys are winning the game, but you should absolutely be snowballing this game. There should be so much more damage on this keep right now.
We are clear of the Zerg. Oh, decisive
What a waste of crystal ages again.
Oh, wait.
Also, not that it mattered here, but if you have teammates around you and you're going to go get that globe, ping so you can share it if anybody else wants it as well.
Hero slain. Hero slain.
I mean, you guys should really be crushing this game. The issue in this game right now is that your team is not taking advantage of the opportunities given to it. And not even close. I mean, you lead in kills, 12 to 4. You've gotten 2 or 3 objectives, 100 to nothing. I mean, at least 2 objectives, 100 to nothing, with Sylv and a level team, and the only thing you guys have gotten out of it is 1 fort. That shows you're not optimizing the map objective. And this Ariel doesn't understand what exactly that ult is supposed to be used for. Don't ever fight under this laser if you can avoid it. Just, yeah, burn it down, there you go. Nice sundering. I like that sundering. Keep your healer alive. You took out the fort. You put it into Jaina. Maybe not a traditional use of it, but I like that sundering.
The beacons are energizing.
So these are the ways that you can carry out of bronze hustle is knowing the basics of how to take full advantage of the map objectives. And I know taking leadership of your teammates can be kind of like herding cats, but you really want to assume a leadership role and try to push them to the right areas. So type at them, 5-man push with Sylv, things like that. Get them on the same page at the same time. Now, let's look at what's going on here. You guys have 3 in the top, and let's even look at vision. Okay, so here's your vision. You only see 1 person, but you know there's at least 1 down here. You guys also have mercs pushing in the top lane, so you can be patient with this. So what I don't want to see you do is dive into this bottom lane until you have some kind of idea of where everybody is. Okay, once again, this Ariel is using her heroic as wave clear. That is not how you're supposed to utilize crystal ages. That is a waste. So your teammates did manage to take top, and they managed to kill somebody in the process. Now Dahaka's coming. Okay, when you see Dahaka coming right here, 1, this is still going to be a 4-on-3, but you want to support him so at least he can get himself out alive if he does something silly like he just did. Okay, look at this team fight. Your Ariel ran away, your Dahaka ran up onto the point, and you're kind of diving the back line. There is like 0 synergy here. Now you're coming up to help him. There you go. All 3 of you are going to die here. So that was caused by a blind dig on Dahaka. Dahaka had no vision on anybody. And once you guys realized you were outnumbered, you still engaged. Use that retreat ping. Use that retreat ping. Get out of the bad situations. Even if your teammates... See, now Kael Fox is probably going to die. Oh, Nubrak might go. Nope, but he did pass it over to his teammates. That was nice of him. Now, as Sylv cannot defend this, so she needs to just leave. So Sylv's going to defend this to the death. And this is why this doesn't make sense, right? So Sylv stayed up here to try to defend it. She died because that's what was going to happen. And then they get the point anyway. If she would have left, they would have got the point, but she would still be alive. So those are really, really poor decisions.
Slain.
See, I like the leadership here, but by the time you guys all spawn and get up there, it's going to be done. Remember I said it only takes 30 seconds for the shrines to fill up. By the time you guys spawn, group, and right up there, it's going to be a done deal. You guys should already be planning your defense. This is an absolutely terrible idea. You have Kael'thas running in by himself with no vision on what's going on up there. You guys have no idea where they're at. Still, you did stall the objective out. Now you guys need to remember, though, you're going to be 5-on-4 until Sylv comes up. Hustle, I want to see you more forward. You need to be up here with the Haka, giving a really solid front line for the backline guys to work behind. Hey, look. No, Kael'thas is getting no protection. You should have been where Kael'thas was to give him that front line. That was a good sundering, though. Great sundering. I know why you were sitting where you were. You were trying to get a good flank position for the sundering. Most of the time, however, that's not going to work out like that if your mages just get dove on. Now this, by the way, is when you see this 3-on-2. Now, Thrall is coming, so your teammates might see him, but that's when you just back up and stall it out. And a lot of these things that I'm saying here, I mean, I'm saying these are bad decisions, and it's turning out well. But we're trying to teach good habits so you don't develop bad habits. When you climb in the ladder, a lot of the things that are happening here won't play out this way. So we want to develop good habits, solid decision making. So as you climb up that ladder, you get out of bronze, you get into silver, you get out of silver, you get into gold, you're going to be able to make those decisions. And look, once again, you guys are defending. You push with Sylv. You have the stronger wave, and you have Sylv. And you have a fort here to soak up the wave. They have no fort. You guys would be pushing on keep. 5-man. Whenever you have Sylv and an objective, the whole team needs to be pushing with Sylv. She accentuates that push so much, and your team hasn't done that once. I mean, that's great that you guys are completely wiping out their push, but I mean, the same thing's happening with yours. Nothing's getting done with it. And furthermore, both of these last two waves, you guys could be getting keeps, and you're not. And now Sylva's down here by herself. She's probably going to get dead. And even if she doesn't, so even if Sylv doesn't die down here, she hasn't used her trait once. Her trait locks down defensive structures. She hasn't been able to do that because she's never been able to 5-man push with the objective. You guys need to get this keep. That's a big deal. You absolutely need to get this keep.
Zerg eliminated.
I'll show them
Now you need to withdraw. I want to see retreat ping things. That's why. Nice sundering. That's a good disengaging sundering. That's the third Gazbo combo that we've seen there that just blew you guys out. Once again, why is Sylv staying? Why are you staying there? Even if she got Gazbo, she was going to die anyway. So that was 100% predicated on not getting the keep and just leaving. Now, this stuff should be things you're communicating to your team. Once you get a little bit higher in the ladder, most of the time they're just going to do that automatically. You don't even need to tell them that. So they're going to boss now. And there's nothing your team can really do about it. our Nubrek almost died to the boss. This boss hits like a truck. It really hits hard. Look, I know the boss it sucks, but you guys still have 2 forts up. I mean, you're in such a good spot. This game is where it is. You guys actually should have won this game already if you would have capitalized on... You won all of the objectives so far in this game. And you're still barely ahead in structures. KT should die here. I mean, there's so much blindly walking in. Patience is so important in this game. You don't need to rush anything.
And the Zerg are growing agitated.
There you guys go. This is the best team community we've seen this whole game. You guys just blowing that up. Look at what that boss did. It got 1 tower. 1 tower. Now you guys need to jump on this top one here and hope that they send 1 or 2 people in there and you can 5 on 2 of them. Or whatever, 5 on 3. Perfect. Look, Anubrek's going to come in by himself. You guys have all 5. By the way, you see what they're doing that you guys haven't been? When they see you're all there, they just wait. They don't want to dive in there. Except for Uther. Nice thundering. Okay, you want to know why the team fights went your way, or did not go your way? This is right here. Because this is why it was an emo. Why did we keep getting blown up late in the game? So far, you guys have gotten burned at least twice, and I think 3 times by the Gazlowe Grav-O-Bomb combo. So let's look at Thrall. So our Thrall hasn't been in the front line, which I would prefer to see him in there. Now, I know what he's doing. He's going to set himself down in the corner, and he's going to set up a really nice flanking Sundering, which is what Sundering is really good at, right? So you set yourself up on the flank, and once they engage, you throw a really nice Sundering right here. Okay, perfect. You hit. Now she gets... I really don't like mind control. I want to see Wailing Arrow. If you guys would have had Wailing Arrow and she hits Gazlowe with this never happens. But either way, she gets stunned out of her mind control. You hit a really nice Sundering and get 2 people with it. But now, right? Okay, there. Right here, Hustle, you see the Gravel Bomb combo, and you're outside of it. You actually walk into the Gravel Bomb combo. Now, your teammates here are all screwed, but you shouldn't have been. Watch. You walk in. You walk into it. That was a great Sundering, but when you know there's a Gazlowe on the other team with Gravel Bomb, you cannot fight in areas like that. You just need to pick your engagements better. And you shouldn't have gotten caught in that hustle. You got caught in it because you walked into it. You know, up to this point, I think blue team was winning. That team fight probably put red team in the driver's seat. They're going to have Mercs pushing down every game. They're going to have a 100-0 push in the bottom. They're going to hit level 20 first, probably. They're going to be able to get this wave all the way up to this wall before you guys even spawn, basically. Now, this goes back to not doing things just to do it. Gazlowe didn't need to put these turrets down. That fort was already dead, and he's got this huge wave. So don't do things just to do them. You know, when you have 5 men on siege giants, you probably don't really need to use many abilities on it. Auto attacks are fine generally. So don't use abilities just to use them. That's a really nice Phoenix. You guys burn the laser down pretty quick. Okay, this is not a good... your healer walked all the way in front of them, right in the middle of everybody on the enemy team, and Crystal Aegis herself for damage. That is not how Crystal Aegis is used. I would be shocked. I mean, look at where Ariel is. Shocked if she didn't die. Once again, 3 people caught in an unassisted Ring of Frost. Remember, it only hits you on the outside. If you step to the inside, or inside the ring, you won't get hit by it. You will get chilled when you walk back through it, but you won't get hit by the ring. Let's look at Thrall specifically one more time.
Red team has
Oh, a little further back than I meant to, but that's okay. Alright, so let's watch this Ring of Frost. So Thrall is poking with his chain lightning, poking. Ariel goes out there, she bombs herself. Right. Wait, you stood still in the Ring of Frost. You could have just taken one step to the left. So that's something you definitely want to work on. That's 2 different high impact ultimates that one you walked into, and this one you just let it hit you. And there you just stood in the 3rd wave of Blizzard for no reason. Get out of that stuff. That's free damage you don't need to be taking.
Zerg threat eliminated.
Oh, thank goodness. We live another day.
You are correct to wait for Ariel, but that's a long time to wait. So you want to be able to be productive without being dangerous, and that means, yeah, clearing these guys. This is a dangerous place for Dahaka to be. If he gets a free pick here, that's fantastic. But look at the minimap. Everybody's just converging on him, and Uther knows it. And there goes Dahaka. Okay, that, once again, that was completely wasted by Gazlowe. Don't waste your... All they could have done was auto-attacked him, and he would have died. That was a completely wasted ultimate. So this is something you want to avoid at the end of the game, and this is on Dahaka, and that's split death timers. Late game death timers are really, really long.
Red team has destroyed a fort.
That's a wasted Phoenix.
Having trouble staying grounded?
And look, they just literally left and walked out of it. That was a wasted fly, by the way. You guys need to retreat. Look at this. This is a big mistake. So, KT and Thrall go into the bush to check the mercs, which is also a mistake. But an even bigger one is you see 1, 2, 3, 4 enemies here. Is it even 5? Where's the 5th? Oh, yeah, you don't see Gaz. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. You can only assume that Gazlowe is nearby. And you guys walk straight into 4 enemies here with no help from your teammates, and your 5th one is on a spawn timer. That's a good sundering. And there's another wasted Crystal Aegis. And that's why we don't like mind control, because you have to stand still to do it. There you go. So because of that engagement, Sylvanas just spawned, but you guys lost 3 people because you took a 2-on-4 there and everybody died. So this game has 3 minutes left. I assume it wraps up. But you see, and you can say it here, you know, but you're the one that walked into that 2v4 right there. This game really should be over right here. Or close to it anyway. For the record, the proper thing for Red to do would be to push into one of these keeps. Something you see a lot in the lower leagues is teams not knowing how to end. I mean, this is safe, there's nothing wrong with it, but if they played this correctly, they could have ended the game early. So now you guys have a boss, a 100-0 Zerg wave, and a Merc camp. See, that's not how Crystal Aegis is to be used. Oops, you know what? I'm sorry, I didn't. I'm gonna back just a tiny bit here. My fault. I didn't mean to keep going at that high rate of speed there. Okay. So now let's go up here. There's no reason to be this far out. You're going to get engaged on, which is exactly what's going to happen. Hustle, you're where you should be. And once again, she uses Crystal Aegis as a bomb. This is not what it is. The Haka gets exploded by the Ring of Frost. She mind controls Jaina, and Jaina will probably die, but... yeah, this... The reason this went bad is because your Ariel was so far forward that she got... Because she used her Crystal Aegis as a bomb again. And then your Dahaka was really far forward. He got exploded in the Ring of Frost. And once Dahaka and your healer were that far forward and out of the fight, you guys had zero shot at this. Your Sylvanas did kill Jaina, but almost got herself killed in the process as well. And you're probably going to die where you're standing, I would imagine. Oh, you've already died. Okay, yeah. So this is, the game is 100% open. Alright, so let's pause it, take quick stock of this. The number one problem your team had in this game, because you guys were crushing it early game, was not utilizing the map objective. And whenever you have Sylvanas, and there's an objective that pushes, you need to be pushing with Sylvanas. That's what you should be doing. That's why this game was lost. Now, for Thrall specifically, one, don't run around the whole game with low mana. Know when the proper time to go back and fill up is, when there's a little lull in the game, when you can go back safely early game without missing soak. Anytime there's a big objective or team fight, you want to show up with all of your resources. That means health and mana. You need to be close to full at health and mana, because otherwise you're not doing your team any good. So don't wander around the whole game with low mana. When you're Thrall, you're on the front line. Be on the front line. Don't let Kael'thas just take that initiation. I mean, you don't want to take it either, but it really shouldn't be Kael'thas, right? So be up there and help Dahaka in that front line. I know you were going for those flanking Sunderings, and you had a couple of really, really nice Sunderings. But more importantly, awareness of your hero in those heroics. You walked right into that Gravel Bomb. You stood there and let that Ring of Frost hit you. Those are big deals. You didn't get out of the Blizzard when you could have. You took the third wave of Blizzard for free. So don't take free damage if you can avoid it. Make sure you stay alive. Get out of those ultimates. So don't get so focused on what you're doing to the enemy team, because you're putting your Chain Lightning on them, you're trying to damage them. All of that's well and good, but be aware of what they're doing to you as well. Don't stand in that Ring of Frost. Don't stand in that Blizzard. Don't walk into that Gravel Bomb. Those are big deals. So, thanks for submitting that one as well, Hustle. I hope it's helpful. I know you're tuning in from the UK, so it's hard to catch it live, but I will send you the YouTube. Next one we have is from Nashable, Silver League. I think it was on Infernal Shrines, if I remember correctly. We're going to find out in a minute. Yeah, so that was definitely a game that Hustle's team should have won. It should have been long over before before those mistakes, late game mistakes. That game should have been long, long over. Okay, so it is on Infernal Shrines. Nashable is playing Johanna. I can offer all kinds of tips on Johanna. Johanna is one of my, I think I have her at level 15. I play a ton of Johanna. She is excellent on Infernal Shrines. So not only can we give general advice here with regard to the game situation and things you should be doing, but I can offer specific advice for Johanna as well here. The reason Johanna is so good on Shrine specifically is this is a map that really has a lot of emphasis on clearing, and of course Johanna is the wave clearing tank, so you can really get a lot of mileage out of her Condemn. Eternal Retaliation at level 4 is really good. Eternal Retaliation at level 4 is really good on this map in particular. Again, we got to turn the volume way down. So Eternal Retaliation on Johanna at level 4 is particularly good on this map because for everything you catch in your Condemn, it lowers the cooldown. And it works on the Shrine Guardians, so you can really just like spam that. You know, you can really go crazy with your W, and she can clear that shrine pretty quick. Okay, so as always, we want to look at the team comps here. So you have a front line of you and Kerrigan. Kerrigan is really good on this map. This is her best map, I would say. Kael'thas also really good here. On the other side, this is not... Li Ming is always good. This is one of the maps that's a little bit harder for her to do because there's so much stuff in those objectives. It can block her orbs, etc. So who do you need to peel for in this comp? It should really be Kael'thas. You really want to keep an eye on him. He doesn't have a lot of mobility. And you guys... The other team has more damage than you do, but Muradin has to hold that front line all by himself. And he can struggle a little bit sometimes to peel if not played properly. So with this comp, the role of getting the shrine would fall to Kerrigan. That's why she's so good at it, is she can just get the shrine all by herself. She doesn't lose any health. If she builds properly and plays properly, she can solo the shrines quickly, efficiently, without losing any life. So that means the rest of you guys should, if everybody knows what they're doing, just zone the enemy team out while Kerrigan goes on the shrines. Nobody should really need to help Kerrigan on the shrines. I tend to pick at level 1 for Johanna is the Globe talent, generally.
10 seconds.
Sometimes I pick block. I probably wouldn't do it here.
2, 1. Show them that they came
Because
here
Lunara is
to
the only one.
die.
Johanna's block talent is obscenely good. So, I mean, right now you got to notice your KT is already overstepping you. I don't like Falling Sword. I hope you go Blessed Shield. Blessed Shield with Kerrigan, because you can't keep up with Kerrigan moving forward, is a real nice way to follow. If she lands her combo on somebody, it's real easy for you to throw your Blessed Shield in there, and that allows you to catch up. So she can combo onto somebody, you can Blessed Shield onto them, and then as you're walking forward, you can condemn them, you can hit your Q to put the slow, so it allows you to keep up with her with your abilities, even if you're not actually keeping up with her physically. There you go. You're too far back. Go a little bit. So the other thing in this game is your E. Remember, Johanna's E basically does 0 damage, so you want to plan what you're doing with it. Your E, this whole game, should have 2 purposes only. Blind Lunara and check bushes. Her flashlight, her E, is really good for checking stuff, so you don't have to face check it. But also Lunara. It should be permanently on Lunara. On Lunara. Every time you can, when she starts attacking somebody, you want you to put that flashlight on. There you go. Great. There's a lot of damage going on Lunara. And see, this, something you want to do is watch your teammates if you can. Your Kerrigan obviously shows she knows what she's doing a little bit here. I like that you're not leaving her out to dry. Yeah, I know you don't have a lot else left to give Kael'thas. Something I see a lot of players mistake made on Johanna is they go really deep with her when the D is on cooldown. You want to make sure if you're going to go into a situation that's hairy, that your Iron Skin is up and ready to go. See, now you just used it, so you got to be really careful. Now, last game I talked about making sure we're showing up to objectives, full health, and mana. All three of you here are very, very low. And the objective is going to come up in 30 to 45 seconds or so. So this is a good time for you and KT to go back. And then afterwards, Brightwing can go back because he can teleport it. You're going 1-on-3 with very low life. That's not something you want to do. Remember, in the laning phase, the objective is to soak the experience safely without dying, allowing yourself to show up to the objective with all of your resources. If you can't do that and push the lane, that's fantastic, but pushing the lane is a bonus. Now, here's exactly what I was saying, right? The objective is spawning in 30 seconds, and you are in 0 position to get down there and help. Brightwing too. Now, Brightwing is less of a big deal because he can teleport, but you need to go back right now.
Shrine will be active soon. Prepare yourselves for the slaughter.
Yep. So now you are going to be late. Kerrigan is late too. And I would let your team know you're going to be late. So, oh, you guys do have vision down here. All the more reason that you do have vision here because of Zagara. So nice job on Zagara. Brightwing should not be going in here. I mean, these shrine battles take a really, really long time, so there's no reason to rush in there. Yeah, that's good advice. Just poke. Now KT is going to die because he went in there for no good reason. You can't go in there without your tank. Now, luckily, their Li Ming is almost as silly as Kael'thas was. Now, what I want to see you do, I want to see you just walk right in the middle of there and just start wreaking havoc on them. Walk right in the middle of that and no further. Get in all the way in there. Just start going crazy. Draw everybody's attention. Throw that E on Lunara. There you go. Get in there. See, now once again though, this is the problem. Look, Brightwing, no mana. Zagara, no mana. Kerrigan, though, Kerrigan has enough mana to where she doesn't need to go back. She just needs to stay next to Brightwing and then start jumping on these minions. I assume she has a tap. Oh, you missed your Q1. Muradin. Now, when you know they're starting to engage, you want to be down here. You want to be zoning them out. Kerrigan and Kael'thas and Zag, they don't need your help on the shrine at all. Your job should be down here, stalling the enemy team, zoning them away from the objective, and then also you're acting as a ward for your team so they know when they might get engaged. And also catching those orbs so Kerrigan doesn't have to. There you go, catch that one, nice. Kerrigan's going to go down there. Let's throw his Falstad, maybe? And that was really foolish of Red because they don't have any way to catch that Punisher. And Zag, she did a ton of work down here in the pregame, man. I didn't even see that in the laning phase. Zag did you guys a bunch of favors. Johanna can be a little bit of a mana whore. Laws of Hope is my kind of go-to at 4. You guys have a lot of wave clear, so I wouldn't have this time, but there are times on this map where, like I said, I'll take Eternal Retaliation. Back it up now, back it up. There you go. Nice job so far, nice job.
Hero slain.
This was a little bit of a dangerous invade because you guys know you have no help coming and the enemy was down here. So just, I'm not saying not do it, but be aware that it's dangerous when you do it. See, and that right there, by the way, is a perfect example. This would be later in the game, of course, but when he hit that combo on Lunara, if you throw your Blessed Shield at him, that sets everything up for KT and everyone to go. Don't take tower shots. Get out of there. There you go. Well, blind on Lunara here. Blinder. So, something we try to do in Solo Hero League is evaluate your teammates, and so far I would evaluate this Kerrigan as solid and aggressive, so really support her as much as she can because she's doing pretty good work, although she's doing pretty good work and tends to get herself in some weird situations. So try to support her as much as you can, because if you and Kerrigan aggressively push her forward, it's going to be hard for them to get on your back line. I would just Hearth back. Yeah, my move here is to Hearth back. I mean, look at Zagara. She basically single-handedly got this wall for you here. She did the same thing bottom. This Zagara is really doing work for you guys. Now she's going to die, but so far she's really panned out. So, if I were to make the shot calling for blue team here, I want Johanna to Hearth back and fill up. You guys aren't going to contest the objective without Zagara anyway. While everybody fills up if they need it. Look, KT needs to go back. So does... I would just have everybody go back here. And then you guys can base... Yeah, you just need to go all the way back. And this is so important. Look at how much better they're set up for this. So look at the health bars and the mana bars of red team. Full. Nearly full. Full. Now his life is low. The reason it's a little more okay for Falstad is because he can Hearth and fly back. But other than Falstad, everybody is raring to go on red team. Now let's look at blue team. Zag is dead. Johanna has low mana. Brightwing has low mana. Kerrigan's ready to go, and Kerrigan has been ready to go for both objectives as well, so that's good to see. But just looking at health and mana bars, red team is going to win this shrine. So what I want to know is why you guys are going forward into this. Look at the mini-map here. Let's even just look at your vision. Right? I mean, you can see that you guys are going into trouble. So don't go forward into a bad situation without a good reason. And there really isn't very many good reasons. I mean, as Johanna, you can kind of put yourself in sticky spots and get out okay, but that's a lot of free damage to take for not a lot of good reason. And now you're useless for this objective once again. And now you're going into a sticky spot and your Iron Skin is on cooldown. That was the remember I said early in the game, that's something you do not want to do as Johanna. You always have to know what your Iron Skin status is. If you're going to go deep and you're going to put yourself in an awkward spot, your Iron Skin has to be ready to go. Now, you guys should be okay because you got 10 first. I want to see Phoenix go out right here and zone red out. Phoenix. Do it, Phoenix! There, it's way late. And that's not a good place for Phoenix. He should have done it way earlier right here. It just completely zones red team out of it. Completely zones them out of it. Look, then they couldn't do any of this poking. All this poking they're doing, none of that can be accomplished with Phoenix over here. So now you're back. Yeah, dive him over there. This I like. I like to see this. Get aggressive. Get on him. You missed your Q, though. Don't you... There you go. That was a good R. The blind, though... So try to save that blind for the R. I like your build so far, kind of a very standard Johanna build with the Blessed Momentum at 7 and the Blessed Shield at 10. And this Zag, by the way, on your team has been really good too. So you guys need to adjust to this team fight to know you're 5-on-4. So just be aware of that. Okay. Your job is not to kill buildings. Your job is to protect your backline here. I want to see you up here keeping Kael'thas safe. I mean, Johanna does so little damage, so not a big deal, but I would really like to see you up there in front of Kael'thas. There you go, blind on Lunara. That's good. And I want to see you guys ping Zagara danger right now. Well, he's pretty good. He noticed on his own. He might get a free 420 guy. Oh, sorry, I missed that. Let's go back a little bit. I kind of poked in on Zagara to see what he was doing. A little more. Okay, so you guys kind of take a re-engagement here, which is not a bad idea. Blind on Lunara. See, that was sort of almost at the same time, but that's the Kerrigan combo, Blessed Shield combo that I talked about that can work really well if you synergize it. Now, you actually set up her combo there, which is fine. It's just usually a little easier to go the other way. But that was great. Really nice on you and Kerrigan. Good synergy. Now you can use a blind on her to finish it off if you want. One of the few times you can use blind for damage. Good Phoenix. So now you guys just back up. Back up. So really good synergy between you and Kerrigan on that. I like the call to steal the camps here. Whenever you're the tank and you're doing camps, position yourself on the aggressive side. So Nashua will want to see you over here. So if the enemy team invades, they should hit you first. And Squishies, you should be positioned over here. So if the enemy team invades, they hit you left. Kael'thas needs to be more where Brightwing is, and you need to be a little more over here. So something to keep in mind here. Remember, when the enemy team just spawned, which these guys did, that means they're pretty much all their cooldowns are usually ready to go, full health, full mana. If you guys have been on the field of battle a little bit, and you've kind of been out there, I mean, you can see the mana bar. So you can try to avoid fighting a team that just spawned when you haven't had a chance to go refresh your cooldowns and refresh your health. Now retreat ping. Retreat, 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 retreat. You guys are all really, really low. Kerrigan with the combo, use your ulti, it's time to get out. Yep. No, look it. Go help Kerrigan. Don't let her get caught. Don't let Kerrigan get caught. You were late on that peel. This Kerrigan is pretty solid. If she would have died there, I would have put that a little bit on you because you were a little late on the peel. But luckily, she's playing really, really well. Now, normally I would get on you for not having full health and mana, but you guys were off having adventures, and everybody needed to go back. You know, that's on this one, that's not that big a deal. You guys were off doing things and putting pressure on the map. Don't use your Qs to clear waves, especially the yellow one. That's one of the reasons you might be having mana problems, is using talents to clear waves when you shouldn't. Burning Rage is fine, yeah. Okay, great. Now this is something you guys need to be aware of. You're pushing with the Punisher, but no Kerrigan, no Zag. So you guys need to adjust to your how you're going to approach this Punisher push here, because you might be 5-on-3. So what Murin's doing is he took Haymaker. He's going to try to punch one of the back lines through the wall. It'll be interesting to see if he can pull it off. And he does. Well played, Murin. I mean, you don't really see that much. That's not something I would expect anybody to know. It is what it is. It was a nice play by Murin. time to go. No. Don't re-engage. Just get out. You guys have done all you're gonna do. You're 5 on 4 here. This is a little bit dangerous. And from red team's perspective, if I'm the team captain shot caller on red team, and the blue team wants to stick around and fight this, I want this fight. They're down a man, and even though you're down in level, you're the same talent tier. So this is when red wants to fight. So if they want to fight, don't give them the fight. They were really late in rotating though. The other thing E is really good at is dismounting heroes in pursuit. Like if you threw an E in here, you would dismount all of them. Yep, I want to see you anchoring. There you go. Because you know they're hanging around here somewhere, so you don't want to let your team get caught. Nicely done. Laming instead. Ooh, nice. That was a really nice Blessed Shield. That's not an easy shot. I know that's not an easy shot. Great Blessed Shield initiation. Very high risk, high reward, and really well played, Nashville. Nice Blessed Shield. And a really nice Penguin has really been on point with Kerrigan. I think he died a little too much, maybe. No, not even. Not even. I really think Kerrigan is your MVP this game with a honorable mention from Zagara, because she's put a lot of this XP lead is of course from the kills, but also look at this. Zagara's done a really nice job of setting you guys up. You guys are all out of mana, low on life, get out. Don't use your condemn on fountains. So you're going to tap and get 9 back in there. Nicely done. What I haven't seen this Kerrigan do, if I were doing this for Kerrigan, is to jump on these Shrine Guardians. Although you guys are clearing them out together, so it's hard for her to do that by herself when you guys are all clearing them out too. Nice. Oh, if your E is up, it might do it. Oh, you had the same idea I did. Oh, so close. That shield flare on Johanna just does so little damage. You guys want to push with the Punisher. This is almost a game-winning situation here. Yep. You guys have Katas right here already. Have a 3-level lead. Now you don't want to get greedy. In order to finish this game, you guys need to kill a couple people. So 5 on 5, you don't want to just jump right on the core. You need to kill a couple of them. You guys are actually looking to fight. There it is. Now it's game. Well played, Nashville. Couple things. I really liked your Johanna game overall. You played really well. You were really on point with that R this game. Really set up Kerrigan nicely. In the beginning, I said her to set you up, and you did it the other way around. That's fantastic. If you can hit that skill shot, more power to you. That really long range one on the bottom that I know was right at the outer tip of how far you can throw that thing was really particularly impressive. Your build is, fine. A couple things, though, is mana management. You were running around a little bit low on mana too much, and in the early game, the first 2 shrines, you weren't ready to go when the shrine was ready to go. So really try to make sure you show up to those objectives with full health, full mana, Manage your resources so you're ready to contribute as a full team member, and you don't have to worry about your mana when you're on an objective, right? Also, I mentioned this early in the game, and then you provided me with a prime example. Johanna is really neat because she can kind of, especially when you're up in level like this, she almost feels invincible. You can go so far into the enemy team, you can condemn everybody, you can blind them, and then you can almost always hit your D and just walk out. She's so durable, she's so hard to kill. But if your Iron Skin is on cooldown, you can't do that. So before you go crazy, you always need to know if your Iron Skin is on or off cooldown. Your one death this game was because you went in when your Iron Skin was off cooldown. So those are the main things that I would say to you this game is mana management, showing up to the objectives on time with full health and full mana, not having to hearth back as the objective is spawning. You want to be ready to go when the objective spawns. And of course, making sure your Iron Skin is ready to go. I only saw it once, but overall, really well done. I know I have like 14 other of your replays, so we'll probably work in another 1 or 2 here over the coming weeks. Thanks to everybody who showed up. I will send these YouTubes out, and we will be back next week for another replay or 2. Have a happy New Year, everybody, and a wonderful evening.